Hello, everyone, and welcome to the latest installment of the Governor's Games. Today, we are at the Traction Sports Complex for the Governor's Global Games Under-8 Baseball Tournament. I'm here with former LSU All-American Brad Cressy, who's helped organize the event. We have two games for you in this installment of the Governor's Games. We'll have a semifinal contest, and then we'll have the championship game. But some outstanding baseball from some young athletes performed here all weekend. It's been a lot of fun so far, Brad.
It sure has. It's been 8 of the best teams in the state of Louisiana. This game, we had the 4 seed, the Slammers from Erath, taking on the Louisiana Rip, one of the top seeds in the state from the Metairie, New Orleans metropolitan area.
And, of course, with this being the Governor's Games, they're heavily involved in this as well, getting some of these kids involved. And on a great weekend like this, getting them outside, seeing some tremendous baseball. This is what it's all about for these young kids, to have a facility like this to be able to participate and play the great game of baseball.
Oh, no doubt about it. These kids are leaving it all on the field, and have the opportunity to play on television at 8 years old is truly something special, and I know the excitement here at the ballpark is top level.
All right, so this is going to be coach's pitch, but we're going to see a lot of kids. They're going to be swinging for the fences. We're going to see some outstanding plays in the field. It should be a lot of fun.
I'm excited. You know, the big key in coach's pitch baseball is to keep the ball in front in the outfield and keep the force out at second base. And we'll see. That is the Slammers' key to the game, is to keep the ball in front. The Louisiana Rip is a big hitting ball club. Can they keep the ball in front and keep the force out at second base? If they can do that, this will be a close game. If they can't, then Louisiana Rip might be finding their way to the finals.
All right, it should be a lot of fun. So pull up a chair and enjoy this game. We have 2 of them for you here on the Governor's Games. We'll be right back after this on Cox 4. All right, we're back at the Traction Sports Complex in Baton Rouge. Jeff Palermo, along with former LSU All-American Brad Cressy, here for this Governor's Global Games, 8 years and younger. You see it's coach's pitch. We have the Slammers. They'll be at the plate first. They're from Erath, and then we have Louisiana Rip. They are from the Metairie area, as they got players from Chalmette all the way up to Destrehan. So Louisiana Rip is the top seed, right, Brad?
Yeah, they're the 1 seed in the event. They're 3-0 on the weekend, and the Slammers are the 4 seed. They took down the 5 seed this morning, Legacy Baseball.
All right, Sam Wright will be leading it off here for the Slammers. And the first pitch is outside, 1-0.
In coach's pitch, they get 6 pitches to put the ball in play.
That is drilled out in the right field, and what a way to start the action. A great diving grab out there in right field. That was a heck of a catch by Alex Barnett. Well, that might be a good, that might be just the start of the outstanding baseball we're going to see here today. Braxton Richard now up to the plate here for the Slammers. And he whacks one out into center field, and it falls in front of the center fielder. So Richard gets a base hit.
Well, that's the key on this big ball field. Keep the ball in front, keep the force at second base, and Rip does a good job at that. They always keep the force. And
Isaac Andre popped it up, and it is going to be caught by the young man, Gavin Greff, who's serving as the pitcher. So 2 away here for the Slammers. In the top of the first, we play 6 innings. This is a semifinal contest, and then we'll have another game. We'll have the championship game after this one. Here is William Simo, and the pitch takes it outside. Swing and a miss.
The 2 seed, the Acadiana Cajuns, won their semifinal game, so they're sitting here waiting for the championship to play the winner of this ball game.
That one is lifted out into left center field, and it falls in there between 2 players. Richard is going to go all the way to third. He's going to try to score, play at the plate, saved. And William Simone trucks into third base. Good throw, though, from the outfield, Brad.
It was a great throw. One of the few mistakes letting the ball get by in the outfield. letting the runner score all the way from first base with 2 outs.
So here's Jack Landry with the Slammers up now 1-0 in the top of the first inning. Landry fouls one back. Landry popped it up. Going to be a play, and squeezing it is Gavin Greff. Slammers get one in the first, and now we'll see Louisiana Rip come up to the plate. So for Louisiana Rip, it'll be Bo Bourgeois will lead it off, Spencer Schrubar, and then Ben Switzer. So for these two teams, one's from ERAF, the Slammers are from ERAF. You have Louisiana Rip from Metairie. This is just kind of the start of their summer of playing baseball throughout the Gulf South, isn't it?
Yeah, well, they start, usually all these teams started towards the end of February. That's when they start tournament ball. And they go all the way through the summer, and both teams are going to Gulf Shores and Orange Beach for their World Series at the end of the season here at the end of June.
All right, Bo Bourgeois here as the Slammers have taken the field. Bourgeois will step in. And the first pitch.
Rip 37-2 overall in the season with 5 tournament championships already to this point.
Chopper taken by the first baseman, and beating him to the bag. Nice job there by Aiden Bertrand. One away in the bottom of the first with Louisiana Rip trailing 1-0. Here's Spencer Schrubar, who slugs one deep out in the left field, and here goes Schrubar, coasting through second, and he'll stop there. And the ball gets loose in the infield. There's going to be a play at third, and he is saved. Spencer Schrubar rips it over the left fielder's head.
That was a great swing. He had a great point of contact out front and really drove the baseball over the left fielder's head.
Tying run at third in the bottom of the first as Ben Switzer comes to the plate. Switzer fouls one. These kids are 8 years and younger, but boy, they can get a lot of power behind it as you see Switzer drives in to run to tie the game up, and then it gets past the left fielder out there. That's Jack Landry, and moving into second, it's Switzer.
I can't reiterate enough. That is the key to the ball game. Keeping the ball in front, keeping the force at second base.
Alex Barnett will come up to the plate. Barnett takes one down low.
These two teams met here on April 16th this year in Turf War 6 with the Rip beating the Slammers 12-1 that game.
That one is out into left, and it falls in front of Landry. Throw to third. Not in time. That's a base hit. 3 consecutive hits here for Louisiana Rip. After Bo Bourgeois was recorded out on a chopper to first. So here's Gavin Greff now.
They call him Concrete.
And he fouls this one off. Landry near the fence runs out of room.
Big Isaac Andre, the shortstop for the Slammers, has had a heck of a weekend defensively, making some solid plays. See if we can get a double play ball right here.
Good hard one hopper to the third baseman to throw to second. They get the out there. Nicely done by Leighton Romero over at third base. And covering over at second was William Simon. Here's Rex LeBlanc. LeBlanc takes it down low. So runner at first. Louisiana Rip did take the lead on that RBI groundout by Greff. And there it is to the shortstop. And there he is. Handles it very cleanly, Isaac Andre. So Louisiana Rip hit several hard balls in that inning and pick up a couple runs, and they lead it 2-1 after 1 inning of play. Talk about, if you could, Brad, while we wait for the second inning, just the fact that these kids get out here at the age of 8 playing all these kind of tournaments. It's amazing. It's a lot different than when we were growing up. I don't think there was as much traveling. I mean, there was always all-stars and stuff like that, but these kids are playing so much more now, and they have to, because before, when we were growing up, it was just neighborhood kids playing. Now you got to play a lot more organized baseball.
Yeah, no doubt about it. When I was a kid, we lived for the 2 weeks of All-Stars at the end of the season. But basically, these days, teams formed, they're basically All-Star teams. They get all players with like talent, and they play year-round. So instead of waiting for the end of the season 2 weeks, you get to do it for 6 straight months. And a lot of these teams at the coaches pitch level, they play a couple tournaments in the fall to stay fresh, and then they, like I said, they get back after at the end of February for their spring/summer schedule.
Here's Aiden Bork, and takes a pitch. And he hits one sharply to the shortstop, takes a nice hop for him to throw to first. Nicely done.
And that's something you'll see from Louisiana Rip all season. They normally don't beat themselves. They play solid defense and make the other team, earn it.
Here's Leighton Romero, who takes it outside. And he pops one foul.
Most of the time when, these kids do take a lot of the first pitches because they don't on deck when they're supposed to time up the pitcher. They're still young and 8, so a lot of coaches recommend them taking. You get 6 pitches to put the ball in play, so you'll see that a lot. You'll see a lot of takes on the first pitch.
Hit hard right to the third baseman, who gloves it 2 away quickly. Caught by Rex LeBlanc. So we saw the shortstop, Spencer Schrubar, make a nice play for out number 1. And then Rex LeBlanc gets the second out there. And here is Aiden Bertrand, who base hit to center. So a 2-out single for Bertrand, giving Cody Broussard an opportunity here to hit. And the pitch. It's down low. Louisiana Rip leading it 2-1 over the Slammers. 2 outs, top of the second. Drive out in the left field and making the grab for the final out of the inning. So Louisiana Rip will come up to the plate with an opportunity to add to a 2-1 lead. So making the grab out in left field was Tyler Ufnak. So, well-played game. We've seen a lot of hard-hit balls here, Brad, and a lot of guys making plays out in the field. We've already seen a couple of spectacular grabs defensively.
Well, in this tournament, there was 8 of the top teams in the state of Louisiana, and these teams are in the semifinals for a reason. They're playing hard, and they're having some fun. Louisiana Rip's coming into the year with a 37-2 overall record, 33-2 in 8 AAA baseball. Their power rating is second in the state right now at 1380, just a close second behind the Loose Cannons up from Shreveport.
All right, to lead it off here, it's going to be Grayson Vado. Actually, check that. That's Brennan Pitts will be leading it off. Viedo, I'm sorry. Vado, Grayson Vado. Here you go. All right, so had to wait for our catcher to get out there, and now we're ready to go. So here is Brennan Pitts. 2-1, Louisiana Rip leading it in the bottom of the second. And another opportunity here for the shortstop, Andre, to get the outs. And now here is Grayson Viedo. That's down low, 1-0. Vado, and then Tyler Ufnak. Another opportunity here for Andre, but that time he couldn't handle it.
One of the very few errors you've seen this whole weekend from Andre Short. He got flat-footed, kind of weighted back on the baseball. One of the few times he didn't attack the ball, and that's why it played in.
Ufnak is up there with a smile on his face. Ready to whack this ball.
Slammer showing a little respect. Left fielder playing really deep.
Louisiana Rip in the last inning hit a couple over left fielder's head off the glove of the third baseman. A diving opportunity by Romero. And now Louisiana Rip has something going here. Already up by 1. And that will bring up Joel Morange. Morange. Joel Morange crowds that plate. And takes the first pitch. Hits one, and that time it was gloved by the shortstop, Andre. So 2 away. And Gavin Little Joe DiMaggio. Now, if you have the last name DiMaggio, you better be good at baseball, right?
He's got the red eye black and everything. He's ready to play.
I've noticed the color-coded eye black. It's been very popular. Well, the shortstop for the Slammers, Isaac Andre, really busy in that inning. That ends it. Louisiana Rip does not score in the second. We'll take a break. We'll have more of the Governor's games from the Traction Sports Complex here in Baton Rouge. We'll be back after this. Back here on the Governor's games on Cox 4, Jeff Palermo along with former LSU All-American Brad Cressy. Here's a little dribbler. It's the Slammers from ERAF taking on Louisiana Rip, and a nice play there as they get the out at second on the slow roller off the bat of Ian Bro.
That was a tough pitch to swing. That ball's in off the plate. First pitch of the inning. Usually you see players take.
Caius Hebert for the Slammers now. Louisiana Rip scored 2 in the first. Slammers scored 1. And it's 2-1 after a scoreless second inning as we begin the third inning of the Governor's games under 8 baseball tournament from Traction Sports Complex in Baton Rouge. Fouled off the catcher's miss. This was the last pitch. As you mentioned, Brad, they get 6 pitches to put the ball in play.
Yes, sir. 6 pitches or 3 strikes, obviously.
And it's a little floater out to the shortstop glove there for out number 2.
Brings back the top of the order. Big Sam Wright.
Sam Wright, the leadoff hitter for the Slammers. Hits a dribbler. Another opportunity here for the shortstop. Good throw. And they get the out. A 1-2-3 inning for Louisiana Rip, led by their shortstop, Spencer Schrubar. So we go to the bottom of the third in this low-scoring game so far. Good defense. Guys have been making good contact, but they've been making the plays out in the field so far. This is a semifinal game. They'll play a championship game right after this.
Once again, in the other semifinal game, the Acadiana Cajuns beat Team Louisiana to move on to play in the championship of this tournament. Next up, Southpaw Aiden Austin for Louisiana Rip.
Aiden Austin, then the top of the order for Louisiana Rip. And he hits one high out into right center field, and a sliding grab. Nicely done by the center fielder out there. That would be, for the Slammers, Aiden Bork. We continue to see some stellar play out in the field. Beau Bourgeois fouls the first pitch off here. Louisiana Rip. Hits a chopper to the pitcher. And a bad throw. Caius Aber.
That's something you
Threw it
can't
away.
give. You can't give a team like Louisiana Rip a couple extra outs in an inning.
Here's Spencer Schrubar, who made some nice defensive plays in the last half inning. Had a double his first time up. As Louisiana Rip scored 2 runs in the first inning. And he hits one to his counterpart here, and another nice play by Andre to get the force at second. 2 outs.
Andre continuing to be a vacuum over there at short.
He can't get that one, though, as it falls, and it gets past the outfielder. Braxton Richard's got to run and get it. The 3rd run of the game is coming in for Louisiana Rip. And a solid hit there by Ben Switzer. Switzer now 2 for 2.
That ball was driven. Now the teams are even. The Rip let a ball get by with a man on first and 2 outs, leading to the Slammers only run of the ball game, and Slammers just gave them a run right there.
Louisiana Rip now leads it 3-1. As Alex Barnett is at the plate. He had a base hit his last time up. This time he popped it up. And Barnett will grab the bat and hits a shot out in the center field. That's a base hit. It's 4-1.
So here's starting to barrel the ball up consistently in this ballgame.
Gavin Greff, the 2nd time through for Louisiana Rip. They've scored a couple runs in this inning. They now lead it 4-1 as Greff looks at the first pitch delivered to him. That one is hit down the left field line, and a nice running grab. How about that?
That was a fantastic play.
That is Jack Landry out there with the nice grab along the line. Louisiana Rip does score a couple of runs. And now it's a 4-1 lead over the Slammers. So the Slammers got to get to work here. They'll have back up towards the top of their order again.
Very important the leadoff hitter get on, put some pressure on the Rip.
Looks like our first hitter is going to be Braxton Richard, who did have a base hit his first time up. Richard fouls that one off above the dugout of Louisiana Rip. Pop up, foul territory, out of play. This is under 8 years old. Is it the next age, Brad, where they start pitching, where it's not coach's pitch?
That is correct. 9-year-old balls, first-year kids pitch, and some of these 8-year-old teams, they've played. I know the Rip for sure has played a handful of kids pitch tournaments this year, helping their transition going into kids pitch for next year.
Aiden Austin with the put out there on the last play. Now here for the Slammers is Isaac Andre. Andre swing and misses.
Big Rip getting his cuts in, got to keep his head down.
Chopper. Throw across the diamond. What a gun there by Rex LeBlanc. So he wound up, threw it over his shoulder and everything. Great form. Had a lot of zip on that ball. as they get the Slammers shortstop. 2 away here in an inning where the Slammers need to try to cut into Louisiana Rip's lead. It's 4-1 Louisiana Rip. William Simone, who had an RBI double his first time up, at the plate and fouls it off. As they wait to get the ball back in play. Swing and a miss. So 2 strikes now here on Simone. And that is hit well, but another diving grab out in the field by Ben Switzer. Louisiana Rip continues to make the plays out on the field. And the score remains 4-1. I'm impressed with the level of play out on the field, Brad.
Yeah, they're an aggressive group. You know, the Rip has played together for a couple years now. They've added a few new players this season, but you know, they have a lot of team chemistry, and the coaches do a great job with the team. And obviously, they're an athletic bunch that gets after it, and they attack the baseball. Slammers are still in this game, though. They just got to continue to play solid defense, even though Rip's hitting the ball hard. They've been playing some good D, and they got to scratch off a few runs next inning to claw back into this lead here.
Here's Rex LeBlanc. That'll be Brendan Pitts. And then Grayson Viado. Vado. I'm sorry. Vado.
That's okay. I was called Crease and Creasy my whole life, so I'm used to that.
Rex LeBlanc.
He's got some Bryce Harper war paint on his face.
Yes, he does, yeah. And it's a pop-up. That's going to fall, and that's going to be a base hit. An infield single for LeBlanc.
Off the end of the bat, had a little backspin when it hit the turf. Tough play for Andre there at short.
Looked like that ball was going to go a lot further than it ended up going, and I think it fooled the shortstop, Isaac Andre. Now here's Brendan Pitts. Sharp grounder and an error. Unable to handle it was William Simone.
Once again, he waited back. He's got to attack that ball so you're not flat-footed. And Andre was a little late getting to the second base bag. Slammers got to tighten up and play some solid D here the rest of this inning.
Louisiana Rip already up 4-1 here in the fourth. And looking to add some more as the first 2 runners reach here in the 4th inning. Line drive. Just foul. Not by much, though. So 1 strike. Popped it up. And it will be caught by Bertrand.
As you see there, in coaches pitch baseball, there's infield fly is never in effect in coaches pitch ball. So runners have to keep on their toes and shuffle off a few steps. If that ball falls, you got to get to the next base.
Tyler Ufnack.
Ufnack is up. Big hitter. He's got some good pre-pitch. Hits the ball out front, it's going to go a long way.
The force at second. They get the out there. They will not get the out there. Here comes the throw to the plate. Not in time. And Louisiana Rip manufactures another run. It's 5-1. They got the second out of the inning, but some aggressive base running there by Louisiana Rip.
Brings up Joel Morange for the Rip. Slammer's got to keep the ball in the infield here. Can't let the ball get to the outfield and get another run for the Rip here.
Popped it up. And almost a collision out there, but Isaac Andre makes the grab, and that's the final out of the inning. Another run, though, for Louisiana Rep. And they lead it 5-1. We'll take another break. We'll have more of the under-8 Governors Games tournament here at Traction Sports Complex in Baton Rouge when we come back on Cox 4. All right, we begin the 5th inning from the Traction Sports Complex in Baton Rouge. You're watching the Governors Games, and up at the plate and singling through the left side of the infield is Jack Landry. So a good start for the Slammers from Erath, who are down 5-1 in this under-8 baseball tournament presented by the Governors Games. Aiden Bork will come up to the plate. 5-1, top of the 5th inning. The Slammers scored the first run of the game, but Louisiana Rep has scored 5 unanswered. In this semifinal contest, pop up right side of the infield, and it's going to fall. The force at second, they get the out there. Good recovery by Louisiana Rep. Alex Barnett fired it over to second to get the out.
Yeah, as a base runner, you got to shuffle off a little bit more, just enough to where you don't go halfway and get doubled up at first, but you got to get off, so if that ball falls, you can get to second, avoid the force.
Romero, a big swing. Comes up empty, though. Oh, that's a foul ball, and 2 strikes now on Leighton Romero with Aiden Bork over at first base now.
With 2 strikes.
And the pitch. That one is nice grab by the third baseman. They get the force out over the second. Rex LeBlanc playing the hot corner well. 2 away. Looked like the Slammers were going to get a little bit of a rally here, but some nice defensive plays by the Louisiana Rip, and they're now 1 more out from getting out of the inning. Oh, foul tip off the bat of Aiden Bertrand. Popped it up. And that's it. That ends the inning. Louisiana Rip continues to play some outstanding defense out into the field. Gavin Greff gloved that last one. And it remains a 4-run lead here for Louisiana Rip.
By USSSA rules, once you get past the 4th inning, if a team goes up by 8 runs, and being that the Rip's a home team, it's called the 8-run run rule, so that would be ball game. So if the Rip can scratch off 4 runs this inning, that would be game.
Leading it off here for Louisiana Rip in the bottom of the 5th, it's going to be Aiden Austin, and then back to the top of the order. Actually, I think Gavin DiMaggio will get the hit first, and then Austin, and then it'll be the top of the order. Waiting for the Slammers catcher to get the gear back on. Did you ever do any catching, Brad?
I caught a few games in my day. Caught a few games.
I don't know why anybody would want to do it, but
Tools of intelligence.
so Gavin DiMaggio takes the first pitch, and a good, solid single out into left field. Way to start it off here for Louisiana Rip.
During spring training, you would probably call it tools of ignorance because you got to catch 6 to 8 bullpens, but all of a sudden you see the major league pitchers driving out of the parking lot going to play golf that day. Well, you haven't even finished your bullpens.
Austin. Aiden Austin to the plate.
Tell you what, catching's an important position even for tournament level coaches pitch because it.
Chopper. They'll get the out at second.
If you have a catcher that can catch the ball, it really, the third base coach can't wave the runners around nonstop, and it controls the running game. It helps the team win.
William Simone made the play there. You also got to take control of the infield too, right? On certain plays.
Oh yeah, the higher up you go, obviously. At this age, it's mainly, you're there to.
Bo Bourgeois, solid rip out in the center field. First and second, one away. Louisiana Rip already up 5-1, and Spencer Schrubar back to the plate.
Aiden Bork, though, in center field, kept the ball in front, which is huge, so you get the force at any base. Schrubar is crushing the ball. He's hit a couple balls to the left. Third baseman, all he has to do is knock it down and step on his bag for the force.
And that's what we're going to have is a force out at third. Nice job by Leighton Romero.
Great play by him, but mainly it was Aiden Bork in center by keeping that ball in front that allowed the force to be still in play, and obviously that's exactly what happened.
2 outs. And Switzer tomahawks one out in the left field. Here comes the throw to the plate, kind of a lollipop throw up the line, and another run will score. The runners will move into second and third on the RBI single. And it is 6-1 Louisiana Rip.
Switzer continues to swing a hot bat.
And here's Alex Barnett. Yeah, Switzer's 3 for 3. Barnett Russell 2 for 2 with a couple of singles.
The game-winning run is at home plate with the run rule in effect.
High fly ball out in the center field, and unable to make the grab is the center fielder. One run scores.
They might send him home now.
Here comes the throw to third, and he'll hold up there. Falling apart here a little bit for the Slammers.
It makes it an 8-1 ball game.
So the coaches will hold a meeting here to try to settle the guys down.
We do have 2 outs, though, so they don't need to get the guy at the plate. All they need to do is get him out at first. Big Gavin Concrete Greff steps into the box, looking to be the hero to send the Louisiana Rip to the championship.
So a lot of times at this point, Brad, kind of a teaching moment here. Even though the game has slipped away from the Slammers, got to tell these kids, well, we just need one more out, get out of this inning, and who knows what might happen in the top of the 6th.
No doubt about it. It's easy for 8-year-olds to get their heads down. You got to get them back in the ball game. Let them finish this inning strong, and anything can happen.
Gavin Greff. Has a chance to end this game if he can score the runner home from third. And a line drive down the left field line. Greff is still running as the ball goes all the way to the wall.
And that's ball game.
And that's it, a 9-1 victory for Louisiana Rip, and they advance to the tournament championship game. Good run, though, by the Slammers from Erath. Just ran into the better team here today.
Yeah, Slammers played well all weekend. They've had some close ball games, and they just ran into a very tough Rip squad. And now the 1 and 2 seed of this tournament are matching up. This, as Vegas would have guessed it, in the finals.
So we'll take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk to Rudy Macklin, who's the director of the Governor's Games and head of the physical fitness and sports for the Governor's office. So we'll talk with him, and we'll have the championship game from this Global Governor's Games Under 8 baseball tournament when we come back from the Traction Sports Complex in Baton Rouge. We're moments away from the championship game of this Under 8 USSSA baseball championship game that is being presented by the Governor's Games and the man that runs the Governor's Games, LSU Hall of Famer Rudy Macklin, with me. And Rudy is also the executive director of the Governor's Council on Physical Fitness and Sports. Great event here on this Memorial Day weekend, Rudy. Some outstanding baseball, too. How would you think of that first game?
Oh, man, first game is great. This is the first time we ever filmed the little bitty kids to get people a chance to see where the Brett Cressies come from and the Todd Walkers come from. And they start right here. And so it's a good lesson for youngsters that want to play baseball in their careers, maybe throughout their lives, that they start right here. So these guys can throw, man. They can throw, they can run, they can catch, and they can hit.
Yeah, they're pretty darn good, and looking forward to the championship game. Tell us what else is happening with the Governor's games right now, Rudy.
Well, I just drove in from Shreveport. We had a national qualifier for the bodybuilding, physique, figure, and bikini championships, and they came from all over the world to participate in Shreveport, believe it or not. And we have track and field coming up soon, and of course softball is happening this week coming up in Hammond and Patterson and Erath and Slidell. And so after that, youth golf is coming up, and so we're going to end it July 8th, 9th, and 10th with the Governor's Games boxing. So we have several events coming up, and we just keep rolling on and keep getting bigger and bigger every year.
Certainly it is. For those that want to maybe get involved in a Governor's Games type of competition, and really doesn't, it's all kinds of sports. It's just not your traditional baseball, basketball. It's a lot of different sports. How could people get involved?
Well, just go to lagovernorsgames.org. You can call my office at 225-342-4886, or outside of Baton Rouge, it's 1-866-562-9015, and we'll give you information on it. And we're spread out across the state. Other states have their games within one location during 1 week. But we spread it out across the state, and other smaller towns and municipalities get to have a serious economic impact with people traveling all over the state to do this, because when it comes to Governor's Games baseball, we have it in Lake Charles, Sulphur, Hammond, Baton Rouge, and Broussard. So we're all over the place, and we want to make sure that we promote physical fitness and sports throughout the state of Louisiana. We're probably second or third in the country when it comes in terms of overall participants. So we're really growing big time.
Yeah, I was going to ask you. You probably, and your games run for about a 6-month period, right?
Right.
And so you probably easily have, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 kids participating?
A little more than that.
That's why I said easily.
Oh, yeah. Well, when it comes to the elementary fitness meet, which is the largest, because, every school has to have a competition first before they go to preliminaries, then they come to us for the championship. So that's 278,000 kids over 30 parishes. And then for the rest of the Governor's Games, when it comes to the major sports here, we may have 30,000 tops for the kids alone. And then the adults, we have 15 to 20, maybe about 10,000 of them. So we just keep getting bigger and bigger, trying to find ways to get into more rural areas to start games there where the poverty level's pretty high, where kids don't have anything to do and adults don't have anything to do. So we're trying to hit those areas now.
Rudy, thanks a lot. Keep up the great work. We really appreciate it. Always love being out here, and especially events like this where you see some outstanding competition.
Yeah, plus I live over there. So
Makes it even better. Makes it even better. LSU Hall of Famer Rudy Macklin, and of course the director of the Governor's Office on Physical Fitness and Sports. We'll take a break. We'll have our championship game of this global Governor's Games under 8 Triple SA baseball tournament. So we'll be back after this here on the Governor's Games. We're back here on the Triple SA Global Sports Under 8 baseball tournament here at Traction Sports in Baton Rouge. Jeff Palermo along with former LSU All-American Brad Cressy getting you ready for the championship game. Louisiana Rip won over the Slammers in our semifinal contest, but they're facing a team in the championship game, Brad, and the Acadiana Cajuns that have nothing to lose.
That's correct. They're the 1 and 2 seed. Both teams are 4-0 on the weekend, playing some great baseball. It's going to be a good contest. Cajuns are one of the top-rated AA teams in the state, playing up in this AAA event, and they have a lot to prove. So they're going to come out here eager and play some good baseball against one of the top-rated teams in the state in the Rip.
Well, in our first game, we saw some outstanding fielding. We saw some good hitting. I would imagine more of the same here in this championship contest.
I think so. I think it's going to be a clean game. The outfielders keeping the ball in the front once again, keeping the force at second base, and basically who's gonna bring the bats to the table here and hit the ball hard.
It should be a lot of fun. Again, we'll have our championship game coming up here momentarily from Traction Sports in Baton Rouge on the Governor's Games. You're watching Cox 4. Top of the first inning in this Global Sports Under 8 Championship, USSSA. It is the Acadiana Cajuns, who are 27-10, and a good rip to begin the ball game by Brennan Storms. And the Acadiana Cajuns started off with a base hit.
This is a 6-inning ball game, no time limit here in the championship game. Run rules apply, 15 after 3 innings, 8 after 4, but it's a full 6-inning game with no time limit.
Here's Andrew McCormick now. The Acadiana Cajuns normally play on the AA level. Here they moved up to AAA for this weekend, and they have performed very well. They have won four games before this weekend. But this is their first time facing Louisiana Rip. Hit down the first baseline, and that's going to be extra bases. McCormick to second. Storms will stop at third. Uh-oh, they're going to have, they're still having trouble getting the ball into the plate, and it's 1-0. Brennan Storm scores all the way from first base. And an explosive start here by the Acadiana Cajuns.
A little bobble on the relay throw, but this is just what the Cajuns needed. They needed an explosive start to get the momentum on their side. Give them a little confidence in this ballgame.
Here is Noah Goche, and Goche hits a line drive. The throw to first is not in time. It looked like the first baseman dropped the ball. McCormick scored, and it's 2-0 right away by the Acadiana Cajuns.
3 batters, 3 balls completely barreled up. So 3 hard hit balls brings up their huge cleanup hitter.
Ryder Barrett,
Number 4.
chopper, and mishandled. Ref could not handle it. 2 runners on base. Here still nobody out with Acadiana leading it 2-0.
Swung at a bad pitch. First pitch in off the plate jammed him. Luckily for the Cajuns, the ball wasn't handled by the Rip. One of the couple rare errors by the Rip here in the top of the first.
So here's Cullen Lassiter. Runners at first and second. Popped it up. And, great effort there by the catcher for Louisiana Rip, but unable to make the play.
That's Brennan BP2 Pitts behind the dish. Second baseman playing far over for the Rip. Definitely not in double play depth. They must think this guy's going to pull the ball.
Lassiter hits one to second base. Nice grab by Gavin DiMaggio at second. Finally an out here.
Now with a righty up. Second baseman still playing awful far from the bag. I don't know if he's going to get to be able to cover second on the force on a ground ball hit to short.
Cameron Mistrick to the plate. He's looked at 2 pitches now. 1 out, first and second. Acadiana has scored twice here in the first. Good pop-up foul, well out of play. High fly ball, ranging to his left and making a nice grab is the left fielder.
Second out of the inning. Runners will be moving on contact here with 2 outs. The ball in the gap will score 2.
River Dronette to the plate here, left-handed hitter. Foul ball off the catcher's mask. Strike 1 to Dronette. Cajuns looking to add to a 2-0 lead in the first. Swing and a miss, bad pitch there.
Center fielder playing really shallow right on the edge of the turf. Challenge him to hit the ball over his head. Doesn't want the Texas leaguer to fall in right in front of him.
Should get the force at second, and they do. Nice first inning, though, for the Acadiana Cajuns. They score a couple of runs, and they take a 2-0 lead. Spencer Schrubar fielded that grounder to end the inning. So Louisiana Rip, who beat the Slammers 9-1 in the semifinals to get to this championship game, find themselves down 2-0 here early.
Cajuns hit the ball hard, the first 3 guys barreled the ball up completely and had a couple miscues by the Rip defense. Now the Cajuns need to keep playing sound defense. They did so in the 4 previous games, beating Team Louisiana, a very good ball club, also out of the Lafayette area, to get to this championship game. It's a beautiful but very warm day here on the turf at Traction Sports. As we're saying that, I'm enjoying a nice hot coffee.
All right. The catcher here for Acadiana is Taylor Patin, who's a girl. And we'll see her lead off the second inning. But here she'll behind plate as Bo Bourgeois will lead things off here for Louisiana Rip. And a ground ball right up the middle for a base hit. Bo Bourgeois does what every good leadoff man needs to do, gets on base, and here's Spencer Schrubar.
Schrubar blasted a couple balls in the semifinal game to left field, and let's see what the Acadiana Cajuns defense is doing. They're playing pretty shallow.
A little ground ball, going to be a tough play, and it's going to be an infield single.
That's what you call a swinging drag bunt right there, right past the fair ball arc.
Brennan Storms had really no play, the fielder who's playing pitcher for Acadiana Cajuns. So Ben Switzer with Louisiana Rip down 2-0. Chopper.
Step on his bag for the
Well, they
force.
should get the force out at third. They get the out there.
Runner should have been moving. That ball's in fair territory, first and second. Runner has to go. So they get the force out there at third.
Cullen Lassiter stepping on the bag to get out number 1. Here's Alex Barnett. Line drive. Nice sliding grab by the shortstop, Cameron Mistrick. 2 away.
Just like we said in the semi game with Isaac Andre from the Slammers, the shortstop here at the Cajuns has had a fantastic tournament, making diving stops in all 4 of their games up to this point.
Graffs, line drive down the left field line. It's a fair ball. Will it score a run? Nice job. They get the ball back into the plate. Ball gets away from Patin, but bases remain loaded. Nobody scored.
Great job keeping the ball in front and left field. That ball gets by him right there. That's 2 runs for sure, possibly 3.
Yeah, that's Andrew McCormick out there in left field who got the ball in quickly. So Rex LeBlanc with the bases loaded, 2 outs. Louisiana Rip down by 2. And LeBlanc takes the first pitch.
He times up the first pitch. He's got his Bryce Harper war paint eye black on. Looking to do some damage and put up a crooked number.
Oh, fouled it off. 1 strike now.
Took a big hack, pulled his head off the ball. Just got to keep his head down and think about driving the ball in the right center so he keeps his bat through the hitting zone.
Chopper. Nice play by the shortstop, and they'll get the out at third. That is Cameron Mistrick, who made 2 nice plays out in the field. And Louisiana Rip had something brewing there, but Acadiana comes away, shuts them down. So 2-0. The Cajuns will come back up to the plate, up 2-0 in this championship game. Global Sports Under-8 Baseball Tournament presented by the Governor's Games and also USSSA. It'll be Taylor Patin, Cade Shambo, and Brennan Vincent here for the Cajuns in the top of the second.
That's exactly what the Cajuns needed right there. A huge first inning. Give them confidence and momentum in this ball game. They have a very boisterous and large crowd on hand traveling from Karen Crow. They got a lot of family in the stands.
Yeah, Lafayette and Karen Crow is where most of these players come from for the Acadiana Cajuns. This weekend, how many teams did you start off with, Brad?
There was 8 teams in this division, and it's down to these 2 from the Metairie area. Rip is from Metairie and the New Orleans metropolitan area, and Cajuns from Karen Crow.
So here's Taylor Patin.
times up the first pitch. Nice one, looking to hit the ball out front and drive it into left center.
Chopper off the pitcher's glove. And that is going to be a base hit for Patan as Alex Barnett unable to handle it.
You know, it's tough. You know, these are 8-year-old kids. He made a great aggressive play at the ball, but if he lets that ball go, it's a routine out to the second baseman. Instead, you have an aggressive pitcher off the tip of the mitt. Next thing you know, it's an infield single for Patan.
River Dronette will run for Patan as Cade Shambo comes to the plate. Takes the first pitch. The Acadiana Cajuns are playing without Jack Como, who is celebrating his first communion today, so they couldn't be here today. He really wanted to be here, so. But he's a big part of the team, and they're thinking of him, and congratulations on achieving his first communion. Shambo, pop foul. Out of play. Dronette, the pinch runner at first. Shambo hits a pop foul down the left field line. He's got 2 strikes on him now.
If you notice while watching this game, the pitchers are nothing more than the pitching machine to their hitters. They're not allowed to give any instruction to the hitter. That's why you'll see a lot of times the pitching coach talk to the third base coach, because the third base coach is the one that's supposed to give all the information to the batter.
Well, one hopper in the infield fielded that time by Barnett. 1 out, and here's Brennan Vincent.
Runner in scoring position.
Solid hit there. And the second baseman boots it to throw to first. They still get the out. Nice recovery by the Louisiana Rip second baseman, who at first bobbled it. I believe that's Gavin DiMaggio out there at second. So 2 outs in the top of the order. Brennan Storms back to the plate. Line drive, and it's going to be a base hit off the glove of Rex LeBlanc, and it's 3-0, Acadiana.
That was a great effort by the third baseman. The left side of the Rip infield is extremely strong with him and the shortstop out there.
Pop up by Andrew McCormick, and it is caught out in the center field. But the Cajuns add to their lead over Louisiana Rep as they get a run there. Getting a run to score with the bottom of their batting order. Beau Bourgeois made the catch to end the inning there for Louisiana Rep. Bottom of the second. Big inning here for Louisiana Rep to try to get some runs here.
Here we go, Cajun. 3 after left. What'd you say, 7? Make a play for me, babe.
Rip consistently hits the ball hard throughout the order, 1 through 11. So no matter what inning it is or where they are in the lineup, they always seem to put the barrel on the ball and put pressure on the defense.
Brennan Pitts will lead it off here for Louisiana Rep and hits one out in the right center field. There's nobody out there. Pitts is around first to second and sliding in with a double.
As he slides in, he does the dab. As you see, a lot of these young kids do. Nice well-hit ball there to right center. Ball was middle away on the plate. He went with the pitch really well.
And they'll get a
courtesy runner, Rex LeBlanc. Pitts is the catcher. That's a USSSA rule. Courtesy runners for the catcher to help them get the gear on and speed up the game.
All right, here's Grayson.
Now where y'all going? Let me hear y'all talk.
Grayson Vado.
Handled by the second baseman. They get the out. One away. He does advance the runner. And now that will bring up Tyler Uffnack.
Ufnak, that is.
Ufnak. Line drive, but foul.
Off the cameraman's shins over there. Third base coaching well.
Colin, Andrew, y'all be ready.
Third baseman playing the line, playing Ufnak to pull, as you
Another
can see.
foul ball. Yep. Louisiana Rip down 3-0, trying to get on the board here in the bottom of the second.
You ready, B?
High fly ball, and that's going to score a run. It is over the head of Noah Goche. Goche gets the ball at the wall, trucking into third with the triple is Ufnak.
Ufnak was ready to hit that entire AB, not letting the ball get too deep, attacking the ball out front, fouled a couple off, and finally barreled the ball up middle in, drove the ball in the left center gap. So sliding triple, man on third, one out.
Morange takes the first pitch. Another high fly ball, and that time a nice grab out there.
Oh my.
Oh, the runner did not tag up, and it's going to be a double play. 3 outs.
Usually you see in an 8-year-old game the coach being a little bit more animated at third base. Rare error. Switzer, such a great coach for the Rip, but didn't remind his player to tag up. So although Ufnak should be trained to know when the ball's in the air with less than 2 to get back to the base, usually you see the coaches, screaming back to tag up, and that just wasn't the case. What a great catch in left center ball by the Cajuns.
So it's now 3-1 after 2 innings. We'll take a break. We'll have more here from Traction Sports in Baton Rouge. This is the Global Sports Under 8 USSSA Baseball Tournament here in Baton Rouge, presented by the Governor's Games on Cox 4. It's 3-1 as we come back to Traction Sports in Baton Rouge. Jeff Palermo, along with Brad Cressy, former LSU All-American for this USSSA Global Sports Under 8 Baseball Tournament, presented by the Governor's Games. And at the plate right now is Noah Goche.
Goche must like the ball middle in. Coach has missed twice, down and in. As soon as I say that, he throws one on the outside corner.
Goche was the one that made a terrific catch out in the outfield, and that led to the double up of the runner. Lazy fly ball here, and there's one away in the third. Squeezing it out there was Rex LeBlanc.
Rip needs to go 1-2-3 this inning, get the momentum back on their side and lean into the bottom of the third.
Ryder Barrett takes the first pitch. Out into right center field, and 2 away. Cullen Lassiter will now hit. Gavin DiMaggio, by the way, on that catch out there in the outfield. Cullen takes the first pitch. Acadiana scored 2 in the first, 1 in the second. Trying to avoid a 1-2-3 inning here in the third. Fouled it back.
Now you ready, Colin? Get all of it, man.
Line ground ball to the first baseman, and that ends the inning.
Just what the Rip needed, a 1-2-3 quick inning.
Ben Switzer fielding over there at first, stepping on the bag for the final out here in the third. So 3-1, Acadiana Cajuns leading Louisiana Rip.
Where's that one right here?
All right, so Gavin DiMaggio will lead things off. And then it'll be Aiden Austin, and then back to the top of the order for Louisiana Rip, who trails at 3-1 in the bottom of the third.
37.
They call him Little Joe.
And he hits a sharp grounder. Second baseman mishandles it, and that's going to result in a base runner here for Louisiana Rip. So here's Aiden Austin now. Austin taking the first pitch. Hits one down the right field line, but well foul as our cameraman has to dodge out of the way of that one.
Let's see where he's going. Be ready.
And that's out into right field. And it's going to roll all the way to the wall. One run scores. DiMaggio scores. And they finally get it back in the middle of the infield.
Not what you need to do when you play the Louisiana Rip. A routine ground ball to second, and then another base hit single to right, turned into a triple because we let the ball get between our legs, giving the Rip some extra outs.
Fly ball out in the center field. This time the runner does not, well, he wanted a tag. Well, some bad base running here.
Yeah, you got the top of the order up. There was nobody out, so although he could have scored on tagging up right there, it's not a horrible play. With big Shrubar coming up, been crushing the baseball with less than 2.
So here's Spencer Shrubar with that tying run at third, and he hits a line drive. Shortstop can't handle it. That will result in a tie ball game as Aiden Austin scored.
3 defensive miscues this inning for the Cajuns.
So 3-3 in the bottom of the third. Line drive off the pitcher's glove. They get the out at second though. Brennan Storms got his glove on it, slowed it down a little bit. Allowed Cade Shambo to step on the bag for the out.
Man on first, 2 outs.
Alex Barnett inside.
Big cleanup hitter for the Rip.
Barnett hits a roller to the shortstop. And they get the out at second. Any way you can do it, right? Doesn't have to be pretty.
He stayed with it. He stayed with it. It's a tie ball game. We got 3 innings left to play. Anyone's game.
Cameron Mistrick was the one that finally was able to get his glove on the ball, control it, step on the bag, or actually put the glove on the bag for the final out of the inning. So 3-3 is our score as we move into the 4th inning. Cameron Mistrick will lead it off for the Cajuns. So Cameron Mistrick takes the first pitch. Pop up, foul over the dugout of the Louisiana Rip.
Camera, wait on yours, bub. Get it on the track.
Right here, drive you one, babe.
Put your hands up the fence.
It's a fly ball out in the center field, and what a grab! What a catch! A shoestring grab out in the center field. That is Gavin DiMaggio. How about that?
A nice web gem catch. That might be on Sports Center a little bit later.
Oh my!
Little Joe DiMaggio with a diving catch in center field.
All right, so here's River Dronette. Dronette hits one out into short, and that time it's caught by Spencer Schrubar. 2 away. So the Cajuns, who scored 2 in the first, 1 in the second, did not score in the third, and unless Taylor Potan can get something going, will be shut out for the second straight inning as she fouls one. Ooh, caught our cameraman. On one hop.
Hopper right off his chest.
Stayed in front of it. That's right. That's the goal of the game, right? To keep the ball in front of you. 2 Hopper to the pitcher. The first 1-2-3 inning. Louisiana Rep, the #1 seed in this Global Sports Under-8 baseball tournament by the Governor's Games and USSSA. Louisiana Rep now has a chance to take its first lead of the game as they come up here in the bottom of the 4th.
You know, you forget that they're 8 years old because both these teams have been playing such stellar defense with diving stops, and you expect them to make the routine plays because of how they played all weekend long. But you know, both teams showing that they are 8 years old, and they've had some defensive miscues that's led to 3 runs for both sides. So last inning, Rip played their normal style defense and went 3 up, 3 down. So Cajuns need to tighten up and play some good defense this inning and keep it tied.
And then it's going to be Rex LeBlanc and then Brennan Pitts. Foul back to the fence. Good swing there, though, by Gavin. Notice most of these kids, they don't wear batting gloves. You'd think more kids would. Line drive.
Nice stop.
And he's out, yeah. He caught it in the air, no need to throw to first.
Good job, Cameron!
Cameron Mistrick making another nice play out there.
That was a good observation. You normally see kids with batting gloves on. None of these Rip players seem to be using them.
Rex LeBlanc takes the first pitch.
Mark Grace, longtime Chicago Cub first baseman, he never wore batting gloves in the big leagues. One of the few guys that doesn't.
Little looper and another sliding grab by Mistrick. 2 away.
Mistrick says, "Little Joe DiMaggio, you dive and catch one in center. I'm going to dive and catch one here in shallow left." Great play by their shortstop by the Cajuns.
Pop up. This one a little more routine, but it falls. Maybe a little miscommunication out there.
Yeah, the pitcher and the second baseman expected each other to get it instead of going after the ball. Second baseman has priority over the pitcher coming in on the ball. As a rule, you're supposed to attack the ball until you hear the second baseman call you off. And both of them didn't attack the baseball. And for the Cajuns' sake, hopefully that doesn't lead into a go-ahead run scoring here on 2 outs.
Rex LeBlanc will take over for Brennan Pitts over at first base.
Brings up Grayson Vado.
Vado hits one down the right field line. Is it going to stay fair? No, it goes foul.
Rex LeBlanc needs to leave on contact with 2 outs. He's got to put his head down and take off, not watch the baseball.
Vado's got 1 strike on him. 2 away, tie ball again. Chopper. Throw to first, they get the out. So both teams do not score in the 4th inning. We'll take another break. Stay tuned for the exciting conclusion of this USSSA Global Sports Under-8 Governor's Games Baseball State Tournament Championship game from Traction Sports in Baton Rouge on Cox 4. We move to the 5th inning here in this USSSA Global Sports Governor's Games Under-8 Baseball Tournament from Traction Sports in Baton Rouge. The Acadiana Cajuns up at the plate. Ground ball and a nice play by the third baseman, Rex LeBlanc. And 1 away here in the 5th. The Acadiana Cajuns had a lead of 3-1, but Louisiana Rep tied it with 2 in the third, and we're in the 5th here, and Brennan Vincent hitting now that after Cade Shambo grounded out. It'll be Vincent and then the top of the order for the Cajuns.
Get there.
Charging on it, nice play by the second baseman, 2 down.
Cajuns need to take the first pitch and get their timing down. Both hitters swung at the first pitch, weren't ready to hit, and kind of got on their hands a little bit, jammed them. Need to take the first one so you can time it up to hit the ball out front of your body.
So here's Brennan Storms who fouls one back off of the fence. The Cajuns exploded for 2 runs in the first inning. It's hit out into left field and it falls. Nice job by the left fielder, at least keep it in front of him. Keep the force at second with 2 away, and Andrew McCormick. Here's the pitch. Dribbler down the third base line, foul.
Once again, swinging at the first pitch in off the plate. You know, when kids pitch baseball, it's okay to ambush the first pitch because you don't want to fall behind. But in coach's pitch, you do get 6 pitches to hit. Cajuns are aggressive today.
Line drive, stabbed by the pitcher for the final out of the inning. Nicely done there. So we go to the bottom of the 5th. We're still tied at 3. Couldn't ask for a better game here, Brad.
Fantastic.
Louisiana Rip from the Metairie area. Top seed in this USSSA Global Sports Governor's Games Under-8 Baseball Tournament. Acadiana Cajuns have been playing tremendous baseball. Play on the AA level. Moved up to the AAA level here for this weekend.
Very strong ball club. Obviously playing well on all cylinders right now. Defensively, hitting the ball well and running the bases hard.
Tyler Ufnak will bat. Hits a high fly ball deep out in the left center field, and tracking it and making the grab is Noah Goche.
Goche playing a little deeper. Ufnak last at bat drove a ball to the wall for a triple. Playing a little deeper, nice catch. Just got under it by Ufnak, just a little bit.
Joel Morange takes the first pitch.
Get ready, 7. Right here, babe.
Morange wiped off his eye black from the semifinal game.
And
it worked.
Base hit. A 1-out single. Morange is on. And here's Gavin DiMaggio.
Shammy, be ready, Shammy!
He had a heck of a catch 2 innings ago in center field. Let's see if he can do it with a stick.
The pitch. Inside.
Go, Cajuns, we're going 2!
Play for the shortstop. Runs. Oh, safe! Ufnak beat it out.
He had the force. The second baseman was there. I don't understand why he didn't underhand flip for the force out at second.
So 1 out. That might be the opening here for Louisiana Rip as Aiden Austin comes to the plate.
High goes the runner there at second.
Morange at second, DiMaggio at first. Austin hits one out in the right field. Nice grab. That was a pretty swing. A nice grab, 2 away. He really hit that pretty hard for the last guy in the batting order. Now here's Beau Bourgeois with 2 outs. Bourgeois gets it out into right field. The runner's going to try to score. They're going to throw to third instead, and safe. Aggressive base running as Mirage scores, and Louisiana Rip has a 1-run lead, 4-3.
On that throw to third there, great base running by Bourgeois, taking the force away by going to second base.
So Spencer Schrubar now steps to the plate. Some big insurance runs out there.
Their hottest stick so far in the past 2 games is now at the dish.
And he lifts one out in the left center field, and that's the final out of the inning. A big run, though, by Louisiana Rip. They now lead it 4-3 as we move to the 6th inning. The Cajuns, who have been scoreless the last 3 innings, need to score 1 to tie, 2 to take the lead as we go into the decisive 6th inning.
Rip 3 outs away from their 6th tourney championship of the season.
It's going to be the middle of the order here for the Cajuns. Noah Goche digs in here as we begin the 6th inning. Takes the first pitch. Might as well be as selective as possible, as Goche needs to get on base somehow. Try to start something here for the Acadiana Cajuns.
Three, 4, 5 up in the Cajuns' order. Unlike kids pitch, you can't take his base.
Cajuns coach may be getting a little tired here in the 6th inning. Chopper. Shortstop waits back on it. The fire to first. They get the out. Nice stretch by the Louisiana Rip first baseman, Aiden Austin. Kept his foot on the bag. 1 down.
Ufnak now at short, moved over from third base. Rip moved their players around. Spencer was playing short for most of the first inning, first part of this game.
Ryder Barrett takes the first pitch.
Rip 2 outs away from victory here.
Pop up, out of play.
Cajuns need big Ryder Barrett to get on base and spark a little fire in the Cajuns' offense here.
Ground ball. Second baseman to his right. The throw to first. They get the out. What a play. 2 away.
Well, let's see if the Cajuns can come back with 2 outs here to tie the ball game. Need to get a guy on base.
That was Beau Bourgeois who made a nice play there. And this could be the final out of the ball game, and it is! As the pitcher, Gavin Greff, gloves it. And Louisiana Rip comes back from a 3-1 deficit to win it 4-3 in this USSSA Global Sports Governors Games Under 8 Baseball Tournament from Traction Sports in Baton Rouge. We'll have more when we come back. You're watching the Governors Games on Cox 4. I'm here with the winning head coach for the Louisiana Rip team that just won the Global Sports USSSA Under 8 Baseball Tournament here at Traction Sports in Baton Rouge, brought to you by the Governors Games. And Coach Switzer, great ball game today, especially that championship game. You got behind 3-1, 2-0, but you battled back and won it.
We did. We had a lot of mental errors on the bases. We talked to them in the dugout. We got our head straight, came back and finished the game the way we do.
Talk about this tournament and being involved in something like this, to play at a great facility like this and get into some good competition.
This is my favorite place to play in the state, right here at Traction. Beautiful turf fields. The weather doesn't affect them too much. Very rarely they rain out. Brad and his staff do a great job at Traction, and very excited to get to play on TV today.
It certainly did. And your kids didn't look phased at all. You know, sometimes when we show up, everybody gets spooked out by the camera, but that wasn't the case here today.
No, we talked to them all week. We let them know if you can win and make it to the semi, we might be on TV. There's nothing different. We film every game anyway, so we explain to them it's the same way.
Some tremendous plays out in the field. I think that's what I was most impressed with today is just the ability of kids to, make the proper play out in the field, throw it to the right base, and some great sliding, diving grabs. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, these guys work hard. 8-year-old baseball is not what it was when you and I played. Okay, we work on these guys months and months at a time. We give them some rest, and then we're back to work. And it's almost year-round baseball. These kids are pretty sharp, and this is the right time to get sharp.
So what's up next for Louisiana Rip?
Oh, we got the USSSA state tournament in Lafayette area in 2 weeks, and we're going to the Orange Beach World Series in Orange Beach, Alabama in 2 weeks.
Well, that sounds like a lot of fun. Keep up the good work. Congratulations on a great tournament. It's Coach Steve Switzer from Louisiana Rip here on the Governor's Games. Well, that does it for this installment of the Governor's Games here on Cox 4. I want to thank Brad Cressy and the tremendous staff here at Traction Sports for putting on a great baseball tournament. To find out more about the Governor's Games, go to the Department of Health and Hospitals website, and you can find out all the events that are upcoming. We got a big track and field meet that'll take place at Tad Gormley Stadium, and then one of the marquee events coming up in July is the State Boxing Championships that will take place in Lafayette. So once again, thanks for watching here on Cox 4, the Governor's Games.